Good day, Professor. My name is YEONG KOK, metric number 277306. Today, I'm going to present my individual assignment 1 with the title How Would You Build a Culture of Quality in a Service Organization? Introduction. An organization with a high-quality culture will undoubtedly lead to success, particularly in the manufacturing and service industries. The relevance of a quality culture in an organization is that it determines how workers interact at work, contributes to the creation of the firm's brand image, and promotes healthy rivalry at work, which may drive employees to produce high-quality output. There are 5 service quality dimensions, which is tangible, service reliability, responsiveness, assurance, and empathy. In this case, I have provided 6 ways to build a culture of quality in a service organization, which is supply chain strategy, assessing customer needs, define quality objectives and values clearly, provide appropriate and timely training to employees, achieve quality first thing, compliance, and take user complaints and feedback as improvement opportunities. So first, let's see the supply chain strategy. Strategic planning is essential for the successful supply chain management. First, a manager inside an organization must differentiate between distinct classification of supply commodities. The manager must then determine the ideal performance level of the organization's supply chain. This implies that the manager should be aware of the organization's goals and performance indicators. Third, the manager should be aware of their existing levels of performance as well as areas where they may improve. Fourth, put in place improvement teams and plans. Finally, keep an eye of the finding and take remedial action as appropriate. For example, according to the figure supply chain strategic planning, on the first stage of the 5 types of source items, McDonald's company has specified the categories of supply things that they require. McDonald's company is now focusing on 6 premium products, which is beef, chicken, coffee, palm oil, fish, and fiber-based packaging. The next stage is to identify the optimal state for the supply chain. McDonald's announced that 10 out of 10 of their major beef sourcing nations obtain beef from sustainability programs that satisfy McDonald's criteria and were aligned with the USB principle and criteria by the end of 2020. McDonald's sourced their chicken in a holistic and data-driven manner with an emphasis on supporting ethical antibiotic use, increasing animal health and welfare, and creating novel feed solutions. McDonald's also sourced coffee from vendors who had been authorized by the McCafe Sustainability Improvement Platform initiative, which was created by McDonald's in collaboration with Conservation International and its coffee roaster. Next, build a roundtable on sustainable palm oil. All palm oil sourced from McDonald's restaurants and utilized as an ingredient in McDonald's products support sustainable production and deforestation-free supply chains. McDonald's has played a vital role in enhancing the sustainability of the global whitefish industry over the years by implementing independently validated criteria for healthy fish populations, the impact of fishing on ecosystem, fisheries management, and other essential initiatives. Finally, by the end of 2020, McDonald's plans to obtain all primary fiber-based gas packaging for McDonald's restaurants from recycled or certified sources and to promote deforestation-free supply chains. This goal helps to guarantee that, in addition to transitioning to more sustainable packaging materials, that are actively analyzing the danger of deforestation and taking steps to protect the forest. Stage 3 is observe the present and desired levels of performance. McDonald's, the world's most recognizable and largest food service business, has gone through the ringer. Poor performance has resulted in the CEO's resignation and a lot of negative press in the business pages. Part of this table is about the provenance or origins of the company products. Few companies have encountered such reputational crises as McDonald's. The firm's super-sized me and fast cuisine nation established the perception that corporations were involved in promoting ill health, terrible environmental practices, and unpleasant food. McDonald's has not remained inactive in the face of these problems. It has responded to its critics by making significant improvements to its procedures and communication. Furthermore, McDonald's needs to organize and implement teams and improvement projects. After that, McDonald's may monitor results and take corrective action where needed. For example, McDonald's organized the vertical integration and implement in its illness. McDonald's is a greatest illustration of how vertical integration can keep costs down while increasing revenues. They grow their own cattle through contracted farmers, process their meat, develop their specs and mix in contracted factories, cultivate their potatoes and other vegetables through higher products, and transport their goods. McDonald's owns the property on which its restaurants are built, hence they are not subject to leases. They have effectively seized control of their supply chain. The supply chain as a whole is a we. Everyone works together to achieve their same goal, which is success. Next, let's see about the assessing customer needs. Selection planning techniques will center on the consumers. In terms of production design and marketing, selection does not compete with its clients. Although it provides original equipment manufacturer design service, the firm typically manufactures to the requirements and design of its client. As a consequence of knowing its clients, the organization creates plans to satisfy their service, quality, and cost criteria. Selection constantly checks customer satisfaction levels and does extensive competitive and market research. For example, IKEA, the world's biggest furniture retailer, uses smart surveys software to collect real-time input from customers to enhance long-term customer happiness. Consumers increasingly utilize their mobile phones to look for items, read product reviews, and make online purchases. As a result, IKEA devised novel approaches to interact with their customers to stay ahead of the curve. IKEA makes thousands of deliveries every day and conducts frequent consumer surveys. Customers are divided into three groups like pleased customer, disgruntled customer, and the middle group. The business approach is to communicate with the middle group to understand their problem and find a solution. Next, let's see the defined quality objective and values clearly. If an organization wishes to increase and develop a quality culture in the organization, the quality objective and corporate values must be clearly defined by the organization management team. This is because it will represent the quality of our organization characteristics and output. Furthermore, the manager of a company must play his or her part, which is to adopt a methodical approach to defining procedures and aligning them with the desired quality culture. When it comes to defining quality and values, the business might prioritize the consumer above everything else. For example, Hospital Selayang have outlined the mission, vision, objective, and standard clearly. They have four missions. First, Hospital Selayang is dedicated to providing high quality, efficient, equitable, and responsive service to the public. Second, Hospital Selayang strive to constantly enhance clinical service through communication with important stakeholders such as employees, patients, their families, and the community as a whole. Third, they are committed to improving the quality of patient care without discrimination in a heterogeneous community to create a peaceful and compassionate interface. Lastly, Hospital Science promotes clinical research and auditing to enhance clinical service. For vision, Hospital Selayang's General Surgery Department tries to deliver exceptional and high-quality treatment. On the other hand, Hospital Selayang's objective is to promote well-being and high quality of life via health, education, and clinical excellence to develop an advanced, disciplined, and competitive community. Lastly, one of the standards that Hospital Selayang has released was every customer will be handled with care, regard, and decency. Next, provide appropriate and timely training to employees. Although training may occasionally necessitate personnel complying with regulatory obligations or judgment resulting from an audit or inspection, it should not be viewed as a checkbox activity. In reality, training allows organization teams to gain new skills that will help them enhance their goods and operations. When workers finish and pass the training exercise, the business might provide them with a certification as a boost of acknowledgement. For example, Maybank Training Center serves as a location for Maybank to provide internal training to bankers. Maybank has modified its training position in response to the need to provide more multi-skill training that is in line with current industry requirements. All Maybank academic training programs are connected to the job scope of bankers and encompass technical or functional personnel management and leadership abilities, customer service, credit risk, and sales. Each employee is responsible for creating their own personal development plan to identify training gaps and requirements. The personal development plan is then provided to the individual supervisor to be discussed during the career dialogue section to identify gaps between current work performance and training needs assessment. Finally, check the personal development plan aligns with their start career path journey at Maybank. Furthermore, achieve quality first then compliance. Giving quality responsibility to a person or group can lead to excessive complexity and procedure since they believe they have the power to examine something and seek reward at any moment, and lead to wasting organizational resources. Every member of the team is responsible for developing and creating great products, and the manager must ensure that the employees completely understand their duties for them to be satisfied with their job. For example, KFC has got several complaints from clients owing to the poor and dissatisfactory quality of service offered by the workers. To address the issues, KFC has installed a kiosk machine where customers may make orders and pay via the machine kiosk. As a consequence, this strategy has proven successful in boosting KFC's service quality. In order to sustain and improve the service provided by KFC, the company has introduced a new payment system service that allows consumers to pay with Apple Pay, Android Pay, and Samsung Pay both in shops and at drive-thru. Besides, consumers may also order and pay through the KFC portal website or application, and the staff will deliver to them. Last, take user complaints and feedback as improvement opportunities. Seeking customer input is another excellent method to establish a quality culture inside the business. It might manifest itself in the form of consumer complaints. The manager within an organization must examine complaints to discover possibilities for improvement to respond to the complaints quickly, demonstrate the brand's dedication to client happiness and continual development. For example, KFC is one of the world's largest fast food restaurant chains, principally offering their distinctive original recipe fried chicken. KFC consistently receives numerous complaints, most of which are linked to service and food safety problems. These difficulties have the potential to alienate customers and harm the company's reputation. As a result, KFC has taken consumer complaints and developed a remedy. Self-service kiosks are the newest technology in the service business, allowing customers to handle the whole purchase process from selecting a menu to making their payment without the intervention of a staff person. Self-service kiosks may now show nutritional and other advertising efforts in addition to ordering and payment. In conclusion, developing a quality culture inside a corporation is an excellent strategy to improve any business. Quality culture contributes to workers feeling better at work and more like a vital part of the firm. It has the potential to boost performance, increase results, and foster a more positive working atmosphere. Above all, quality culture has a direct influence on customer satisfaction. That is something that all company executives should be aware of. That's all from me. Thank you.